A fugitive pretends to be a boy's father to save him from police, knowing one wrong move could destroy him forever. This man was hiding from a past so dark, he changed his identity and lived like a ghost. But when a terrified 9-year-old knocks on his car window begging, "Please pretend you're my dad," everything changes. He risks exposure. He risks his life. And when he discovers the boy's mother is dying and can't afford surgery, he makes an impossible choice. He gives up the last of his hidden fortune to save her. But saving them comes with a price he never imagined. His enemies find him. They frame him. They take everything. And as he sits behind bars, the family he saved waits on the other side, not knowing if he'll ever come back. Was protecting them worth losing his freedom? Can a man haunted by crime ever truly find redemption? And when the truth finally comes out, will it be too late to save the family he's learned to love? I sit in my car outside a diner I've never been to before. The engine is off. The December cold seeps through the windows. My hands rest on the steering wheel, even though I'm going nowhere. This is what my life has become. Waiting, hiding, existing, but not living. The diner glows warm through the frost on my windshield. Inside, families eat together. They laugh. They belong to something. I used to have that once. A wife who smiled when I walked through the door. A son who ran to me with open arms. Both gone now. Both dead because of choices I made. I felt guilt every single day since the accident. The guilt was a weight I carried in my chest. It pressed down on my lungs and made breathing hurt. Sometimes I wondered if I deserved to breathe at all. My suit is expensive but years out of style. I bought it when I was someone else. Someone powerful, someone feared. Marcus Romano. That name used to mean something in Chicago. Now it means nothing. I'm no one. I live in cheap motels and drive through small towns where nobody knows my face. That's how I survive. By being invisible. A knock on my window shatters the silence. I turn my head. A boy stands outside my car. He's small, maybe 9 years old, with dark skin and wide, frightened eyes. His jacket is too thin for this weather. His breath comes out in white clouds. He knocks again, harder this time. I hesitate. Every instinct tells me to drive away. Don't get involved. Don't let anyone see you. Don't make connections that could destroy you. But something in his face stops me. Terror. Pure, desperate terror. I roll down the window. Cold air rushes in. "Please, mister," the boy says. His voice shakes. "Please, pretend you're my dad." Marcus's breath caught. The words hit him like a punch. "What?" I ask. "Just for a minute. Please." The boy's eyes dart over his shoulder. They're coming. I follow his gaze. 2 police officers walk across the parking lot toward us. Their hands rest near their belts. Their faces are hard and suspicious. The boy looks back at me. His hands grip the edge of my window. Please. I should say no. I should roll up this window and drive away. Getting involved with police is the last thing I need. One background check and my new life ends. One photograph in their system and Salvatore finds me. One mistake and I'm dead. But this boy is afraid. Really afraid. And I know what it feels like to be that afraid. Something shifted in his expression. Marcus opened his car door. "Get in," I say. The boy scrambles into the passenger seat. He's shaking, not just from cold, from fear. I close my door and put my hand on his shoulder. It's a small shoulder, bony. This kid doesn't eat enough. "What's your name?" I ask quietly. "Tyler," he whispers. "Okay, Tyler, listen to me." I keep my voice calm, steady. "You're going to sit right here. You're going to be quiet. And when those officers come, you let me talk. Understand?" Tyler nods. His eyes are still terrified, but there's hope in them now, too. The officers reach my car. One taps on my window with his flashlight. I roll it down again. My heart pounds, but my face stays neutral. I learned a long time ago how to hide what I feel. "Evening, sir," the first officer says. He's young with a mustache that doesn't quite fill in. His partner is older, thicker, with eyes that have seen too much. "We're looking for a young boy who was reported causing trouble near the shelter. You seen anyone matching that description?" I look at him. My voice is steady and firm. "This is my son," I say. The officer looks at Tyler, then at me. His eyes narrow slightly. Marcus felt fear crawl up his spine, but he didn't show it. "Your son," the officer repeats. "That's right." I put my hand on Tyler's shoulder again, protective, like a father would. We were just about to head home for dinner. "This boy was reported—" "Officer." I interrupt him gently. My voice is respectful but confident. "I appreciate you doing your job, but my son wasn't causing any trouble. He was waiting for me here, right where I told him to wait. The older officer leans down to look at Tyler. That true, son? This your dad? Tyler looks at me. His throat tightens. I see him swallow hard. Yes, sir, Tyler says quietly. The silence stretched between us. Nobody moved. Then the younger officer straightens up. All right. Sorry to bother you folks. You have a good evening. You too, officers, I say. They walk away. I watch them in my mirror until they get in their patrol car and drive off. Only then do I let out the breath I was holding. Tyler is still shaking beside me. They're gone, I tell him. He doesn't respond. He just stares at his hands in his lap. His fingers are red from the cold. There are small cuts on his knuckles like he's been working with them too hard. Marcus's chest tightened. This kid reminded him of someone. His own son, maybe. Or himself, long ago. Why were you afraid of them? I ask. Tyler's voice is barely a whisper. They always think I did something wrong. Did you? No. He looks up at me. I never do nothing wrong. But they don't believe me. They say I'm causing trouble. They say kids like me always cause trouble. Anger flares in my chest, hot and sudden, but I push it down. Anger doesn't help anyone. Where's your mother? I ask. At the shelter. She's sick. Tyler's eyes fill with tears, but he blinks them back. I was trying to find medicine. The store wouldn't sell it to me because I'm too young. Then those cops saw me and started asking questions and I got scared and ran. I should drive away now. I should drop this kid at the shelter and never look back. That's the smart thing to do, the safe thing. But I don't do the smart thing. I'll take you home, I say. Tyler's eyes found mine. There was something like hope in them. Really? Really? I start the car. Tell me where to go. The shelter sits at the edge of town where the streetlights end. It's a squat brick building with peeling paint and broken gutters. A chain-link fence surrounds a small yard full of dead grass and frozen mud. I park in front. Tyler opens his door but hesitates. Thank you, mister, he says. His voice is soft, sincere. You saved me. Something in my chest twists. This boy thanking me. This innocent kid who had to run from police, who had to beg a stranger for help. Marcus felt anger again, and something else, something almost like purpose. Go on, I tell him. Get inside where it's warm. Will you come in? Just for a second? Tyler looks at me with those wide eyes. My mom will want to thank you. I should say no, but I find myself nodding. We walk to the door together. Tyler pushes it open and warmth hits us. But it's not a good warmth, it's stale and heavy. The air smells like disinfectant trying to cover something worse. The fluorescent lights flicker. The walls are institutional grey with water stains in the corners. People sit in plastic chairs. Old men, young women with babies, teenagers with nowhere else to go. They all have the same look in their eyes. Tired, defeated, just holding on. This is what poverty looks like. This is what desperation feels like when it becomes your daily life. Tyler leads me through the room. People glance at us but don't speak. We reach a row of cots separated by thin curtains. Tyler pulls one back. A woman lies on a cot. She's thin, too thin. Her skin is ashy and her breathing sounds wrong, labored, like each breath takes effort. But when she sees Tyler, her face lights up. Baby, she says. Her voice is weak but full of love. Where were you? I was worried. I'm sorry, Mama. Tyler stops when he sees me standing behind him. The woman looks at me, really looks at me. Her eyes widen, then her face drains of all color. You, she whispers. My stomach drops. Marcus's breath caught in his throat. Mama? Tyler says, confused. The woman sits up slowly. She never takes her eyes off me. Tyler, go wash up for dinner. But, now baby, please. Tyler looks between us. He's confused, but he obeys. He walks away toward the bathroom in the back. The silence hung heavy between us. Neither of us moved. You're Marcus Romano, she says quietly. The words hit me like bullets. Nobody has said that name out loud in 3 years. Nobody was supposed to know who I am. My hands tighten into fists. Every muscle in my body goes tense. I could run. I could disappear tonight and never come back. Start over somewhere new. Again. But I don't run. Maybe I'm too tired of running. Maybe I knew this day would come eventually. How do you know that name? My voice is low, careful. I worked as a nurse in Chicago 5 years ago. She speaks quietly, glancing around to make sure no one hears. I saw your picture on the news, when everything collapsed, when the FBI raided your businesses, when your wife and son... She doesn't finish, she doesn't need to. Marcus felt guilt slam into him again, fresh and sharp like it just happened yesterday. "I'm sorry," she says. "I'm sorry for your loss." I don't know what to say. People don't usually offer me sympathy. They offer judgment, hatred, fear. "What's your name?" I ask. "Grace. Grace Matthews." She pauses. "I won't tell anyone you're here. I promise." "Why not?" The question comes out harsher than I intend. "You know what I did, what I was. I know what the news said you did." Grace's voice is calm. "But I also saw what you just did for my son. You protected him. You didn't have to do that. He needed help. Most people would have driven away." She looks at me with eyes that seem to see right through my defenses. "But you didn't. That means something. I don't know how to respond to that. So I just stand there, awkward, out of place in this shelter, among people who have nothing while I once had everything." "Why are you here?" Grace asks. "In this town, in that parking lot?" "I'm nobody," I say. "Just passing through." "You're not nobody." Her voice is firm. "And my son needed you tonight. Maybe that wasn't an accident." Something shifted in his chest. Marcus didn't believe in God. Not anymore, but maybe Grace did. "I should go," I tell her. "Wait." Grace reaches out but doesn't quite touch me. "Thank you for what you did. Tyler, he's all I have. And sometimes this world..." Her voice breaks slightly. "Sometimes this world isn't kind to boys like him." My throat tightens. I think of my own son, how I couldn't protect him when it mattered. "He's a good kid," I say. "He is." Grace smiles. It's a tired smile, but genuine. "If you're staying in town, maybe you could visit again. He doesn't have much, doesn't have a father, doesn't have anyone to look up to." I should say no. I should leave tonight and never come back. But I hear myself saying something else. "Maybe," I tell her, "if I'm still around." Tyler comes back then. His face is washed and his hands are clean. He looks at both of us with curiosity. "Everything okay?" he asks. "Everything's fine, baby," Grace says. She pats the cot beside her. "Come sit. Tell me about your day." I take that as my cue to leave. I nod at Grace and turn to go. "Mister?" Tyler calls after me. I stop, look back. "Thanks for being my dad today," he says. His voice is sincere and sweet, even if it was just pretend. My chest tightens again. Marcus felt something he hadn't felt in years, something almost like hope. "You're welcome," I manage to say. Then I walk out into the cold December night, back to my car, back to my empty motel room, back to the lonely life I've built to stay hidden. But something is different now, something has shifted. I drive back to my motel on autopilot. My hands grip the wheel. My mind races. Grace knows who I am. She could tell someone. She could call the police. She could contact Salvatore, but she promised she wouldn't. And for some reason, I believe her. I pull into the motel parking lot. My room is on the second floor, number 14. It's exactly like every other motel room I've stayed in. Cheap furniture, stained carpet, a bed that sags in the middle, a television that gets 3 channels. This is my life now. This is my penance. I sit on the edge of the bed, stare at my reflection in the mirror above the dresser. I look old, tired, worn down by guilt and loneliness and running. Marcus's voice was quiet when he spoke to his reflection. "Maybe God sent that boy for a reason," I whisper. I don't believe it. Not really. But maybe I want to believe it. Maybe I need to believe that my life isn't over, that I can still do something good, that redemption is possible even for someone like me. I lie back on the bed, close my eyes, try to sleep, but all I see is Tyler's face. His frightened eyes in the parking lot, his grateful smile when I protected him, his small hand in mine, and Grace's voice. Maybe that wasn't an accident. Sleep doesn't come easy. It never does anymore. But when it finally comes, I dream of my son for the first time in months. He's young in the dream, maybe 5 years old. He runs toward me with his arms open wide. He's smiling. He's happy. And for just a moment, I'm happy too. The next morning, I wake up with a decision already made. I'm going back to the shelter, just to check on them, just to make sure Tyler is okay. That's what I tell myself anyway. I stop at a grocery store, buy eggs and bread and milk, some bacon, orange juice. It's more food than I've bought in months. I usually just eat whatever is cheapest, whatever fills the empty space. But this morning feels different. I drive to the shelter, park in the same spot as last night. The building looks worse in daylight. The paint is even more peeled. The windows are cracked. This place barely holds together. Inside, people are just waking up. Tyler sits on his mother's cot. Grace is still lying down. Her face is pale, drawn. She looks worse than last night. Tyler sees me first. His face lights up. "Mr. Marcus," he shouts. He runs over to me. "You came back!" I almost smile. Almost. Brought breakfast, I say. I hold up the grocery bags. Really? Tyler's eyes go wide. What did you bring? Eggs, bacon. Thought maybe we could make pancakes. Tyler looks at his mother. Mama, can we? Grace sits up slowly. She looks at me with surprise and something else. Gratitude, maybe. Or relief. That's very kind of you, Marcus, she says. Her voice is weaker than yesterday. We move to the shelter's small kitchen. It's cramped and outdated, but clean. Someone takes care of this place. Someone tries to make it feel like home. I start cooking. It's been years since I made breakfast for anyone. My hands remember the motions. Crack the eggs, stir them, pour the batter, flip the pancakes before they burn. Tyler watches me like I'm performing magic. You're really good at this, he says. I used to cook for my son, I tell him. The words come out before I can stop them. You have a son? Tyler asks. Marcus felt pain shoot through his chest, sharp and sudden. I did, I say quietly. A long time ago. Tyler doesn't ask more questions. Maybe he hears the sadness in my voice. Maybe he understands loss already. Grace joins us at the small table. She moves carefully. Like everything hurts. I put a plate in front of her. Eggs, bacon, 2 pancakes. This is too much, she says. You need to eat, I tell her. We sit together. The 3 of us. It feels strange, domestic, like playing house. But it also feels good, right somehow. Tyler eats like he's starving. Maybe he is. Grace takes small bites. She pushes food around her plate more than she eats it. These pancakes are funny looking, Tyler says. He's trying not to laugh. I look at them. He's right. They're misshapen, burnt on one side. Definitely not winning any cooking awards. Something shifts in my expression. A small smile tries to form on my lips. Yeah, I admit. I'm out of practice. Tyler laughs. It's a pure sound, innocent, full of joy despite everything. Grace laughs too, soft and tired but real. And then I laugh. Actually laugh. For the first time in 3 years. It feels foreign, uncomfortable, but also necessary. Like breathing after holding your breath too long. We finish breakfast. Tyler helps me clean up. He talks the whole time. About school, about his friends, about his dreams of becoming a pilot someday. I want to fly above all the clouds, he says, where everything is blue and bright and you can't see any of the sad stuff down here. Marcus's throat tightened. This kid had so much hope, despite living in a shelter, despite his mother being sick, despite everything. Grace stands to help but suddenly grips the edge of the counter. Her face goes white, her knees buckle. I catch her before she hits the floor. Grace! Mama! Tyler screams. Her eyes roll back. Her body goes limp in my arms. Marcus's breath caught as panic flooded through him. Call 911! I shout at the shelter worker who just walked in. Everything moves fast after that. The ambulance arrives. Paramedics rush in. They load Grace onto a stretcher. Her hand reaches for Tyler. He grabs it, holds tight. I'm scared, Mama, Tyler cries. It's okay, baby, Grace whispers. It's going to be okay. But her voice is wrong. Too weak. Too tired. They wheel her out to the ambulance. Tyler tries to follow, but a paramedic stops him. Family only, the paramedic says. He's with me, I say quickly. My voice is firm, authoritative. The voice I used when I ran an empire. I'm his father. The lie comes out so easily, but it doesn't feel like a lie anymore. The paramedic nods. We climb into the ambulance. Tyler sits beside his mother. I sit across from them. The sirens start. We speed through town toward the hospital. Grace's eyes find mine. There's fear in them, but also trust. She's trusting me with her son. Marcus felt responsibility settle onto his shoulders, heavy but not unwelcome. Tyler holds his mother's hand the whole ride. He doesn't cry anymore. He just watches her, like if he looks away she might disappear. She's going to be okay, I tell him. I don't know if it's true, but I need him to have hope. Promise? Tyler asks. I want to promise. But I learned long ago that some promises can't be kept. So I just squeeze his shoulder and stay quiet. The hospital is bright and sterile and cold. They rush Grace into the emergency room. A doctor meets us. Young guy with tired eyes. He asks questions I can't answer. Medical history, insurance information, emergency contacts. I don't know, I keep saying. I don't know. Tyler gives them what information he can. His mother's full name, her birthday, the fact that she has a heart condition but can't afford treatment. The doctor's face is grim. We'll do what we can, he says. Then they wheel Grace away through double doors that Tyler and I can't follow through. We stand in the waiting room. Tyler looks so small, so lost. I put my hand on his head. Just rest it there. He leans into me. She's strong, I say. Your mother is strong. What if she's not strong enough? Tyler's voice breaks. I don't have an answer for that. So I just pull him into a hug. He wraps his arms around me and holds on tight, like I'm the only solid thing in a world that's falling apart. Marcus felt something break open in his chest. All the walls he built, all the defenses he put up, they crack just a little. We sit in uncomfortable plastic chairs. Minutes pass like hours. Tyler eventually falls asleep against my shoulder. I stay perfectly still. Don't want to wake him. Don't want him to face this nightmare without rest. A nurse walks by. She sees us and smiles sadly. Your son? She asks quietly. Yes, I say. Not a lie anymore. Not the truth either. Something in between. He's lucky to have you, she says. I don't feel lucky. I feel terrified, helpless, like I'm watching another person I care about slip away and there's nothing I can do to stop it. But Tyler is warm against my side, breathing steadily, trusting me to keep him safe. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all I can do. Be here, be present, be the father this boy needs right now. 3 hours later, the doctor comes out. His scrubs have blood on them. Tyler wakes up when I stand. Is she? I can't finish the question. She's stable, the doctor says. For now, but she has severe heart damage. She needs surgery. Soon. How soon? I ask. Within the next few months. Maybe weeks. The doctor looks at Tyler, then at me. His voice is gentle. Without insurance, the cost will be substantial. I'm sorry. The numbers he quotes might as well be $1 million. Grace doesn't have that kind of money. Nobody in that shelter does. Can we see her? Tyler asks. His voice is small, scared. Room 304, but just for a few minutes. She needs rest. We take the elevator to the 3rd floor, walk down a hallway that smells like antiseptic and sadness. Room 304 is at the end. Grace lies in the hospital bed. She's hooked up to machines that beep and whir. An oxygen tube runs under her nose. Her skin is grey, but her eyes are open. Mama! Tyler runs to her side. Hey, baby, Grace whispers. She tries to smile. I'm okay. You don't look okay, Tyler says. Tears stream down his face. You look sick. I am sick, baby, but the doctors are helping me. She looks at me over Tyler's head. Thank you, Marcus, for bringing us here, for staying with him. Of course, I say. My voice is rough. Can you give us a minute? Grace asks Tyler. I need to talk to Marcus alone. Tyler doesn't want to leave, but he obeys. He's a good kid, an obedient kid despite his fear. When the door closes, Grace's eyes find mine. There's something urgent in her gaze. I need you to promise me something, she says. Marcus's chest tightened. He knew what she was going to ask. If something happens to me, Grace starts. Nothing is going to happen, I interrupt. Marcus, her voice is firm, despite her weakness. If something happens to me, I need to know Tyler will be okay. He has no one else, no family, no friends who can take him. He'll end up in foster care, bouncing between homes, never belonging anywhere. Don't talk like this, I say, but my voice is shaking. Promise me you'll look after him. Grace reaches for my hand. Her grip is weak but determined. Please, I know I have no right to ask. I know you barely know us, but I see something in you. Something good, something worth saving. My throat is so tight I can barely breathe. Marcus felt fear and responsibility war inside him. I promise, I whisper. Grace's eyes close. A tear slides down her cheek. Thank you, she breathes. I stay with her until a nurse comes and says visiting hours are over. Tyler doesn't want to leave, but I convince him his mother needs rest. We walk out of the hospital into the parking lot. The sun is setting. The sky is orange and pink and beautiful. Tyler stops to stare at it. My mom loves sunsets, he says quietly. She says they prove God makes beautiful things even when everything is ugly. Marcus felt something twist in his chest. Pain and hope mixed together. Your mother is a wise woman, I tell him. Are you really going to stay? Tyler asks suddenly. He looks up at me with those wide eyes. Or are you going to leave like everyone else? The question hits me hard. This kid has been abandoned before. Over and over, probably. I crouch down so we're eye level. I'm not leaving, I say, and I mean it. Not until your mother is better. Not until you're okay. Promise? I think about all the promises I broke in my life, all the people I failed, all the damage I caused. But I look at this boy, this scared, brave, hopeful boy, and I make a promise I intend to keep. I promise, I say. Tyler hugs me, quick and fierce, then pulls back like he's embarrassed. Thanks, Mr. Marcus, he says. Just Marcus, I tell him. You don't have to call me Mr. We get in my car. I drive Tyler back to the shelter. The building looks even more depressing after spending time in the hospital. This place is where hope goes to die slowly. But Tyler hops out like it's home, because it's all he has. You want me to walk you in? I ask. I'm okay, Tyler says. He's trying to be brave, trying to be strong for his mother. I watch him go inside, then I sit in my car, alone again, but not as alone as before. My phone, a burner phone I bought at a gas station, sits in the cup holder. I never get calls, never get messages. I'm a ghost. But tonight, it vibrates. A text from an unknown number. I pick it up. My hand shakes slightly as I read the words. Welcome back, Romano. We missed you. Marcus's breath caught. Ice flooded his veins. Someone knows I'm here. Someone from my past. Someone who wants me to know they're watching. I look at the shelter, at the lit windows where Tyler is probably getting ready for bed, where Grace is probably still at the hospital fighting for her life. And I know I can't run anymore. Not now. Not when people need me. But I also know danger is coming. And when it arrives, it won't just destroy me. It will destroy everyone around me, including a 9-year-old boy who just learned to trust again. I delete the text, turn off my phone, drive back to my motel in silence. But inside, my mind is racing, planning, preparing, because I'm not the man I used to be. I don't have power anymore, don't have money or connections or muscle. All I have is a promise I made to a dying woman and a boy who called me Dad, and somehow, that has to be enough. That night, I lie in bed staring at the ceiling. Sleep won't come. Every sound makes me jump. Every car passing by could be them, could be Salvatore, could be the end. But around midnight, something settles in my chest. Not peace exactly, but determination. Marcus's voice was steady when he spoke to the darkness. Maybe redemption starts with one promise, I whisper, and for the first time in 3 years, I believe my life might mean something again. A week passes. 7 days of hospital visits and waiting rooms. 7 days of watching Tyler try to be brave while his world falls apart. 7 days of Grace getting slightly better, then slightly worse, in an endless cycle. I visit every morning, bring breakfast, sometimes just coffee and donuts from the gas station, sometimes eggs I cook in the shelter kitchen. Tyler always waits for me by the window. There he is! Tyler shouts when my car pulls up. He runs outside before I'm even parked. This morning I brought pancake mix and bacon. Tyler carries the grocery bag like it's treasure. Can we make funny shapes today? He asks. His voice is excited, happy despite everything. Whatever you want, I tell him. In the kitchen, Tyler watches me mix the batter. He asks questions constantly. Why do pancakes bubble? Why does bacon sizzle? What makes eggs turn white when they cook? I answer what I can. Some things I don't know. I never thought much about the science of cooking. I just did it. Marcus felt something warm in his chest. This kid's curiosity, his joy in small things. It reminded him of his own son. Can I flip one? Tyler asks. I hand him the spatula. Be careful. Pan's hot. Tyler concentrates hard. His tongue sticks out slightly. He slides the spatula under a pancake and flips it. It lands crooked but intact. I did it. He looks at me with pride shining in his eyes. Good job, I say. My voice is quiet but genuine. We eat together at the small table. Tyler made his pancake into a shape that's supposed to be a dinosaur. It looks more like a blob, but he's proud of it. Marcus, Tyler says between bites. Yeah? Why don't you smile? The question catches me off guard. Marcus's breath caught in his throat. What do you mean? You never smile? Not really. Tyler looks at me with those observant eyes. Are you sad all the time? I don't know how to answer that. The truth is yes. I am sad all the time. I've been sad for 3 years. Sad and guilty and empty. But I don't want to tell a 9-year-old that. I guess I forgot how, I finally say. Tyler thinks about this. Then he pulls out a piece of paper and a crayon from his backpack. He starts drawing. His small hand moves quickly across the page. 5 minutes later, he holds it up. It's a picture of 2 stick figures, one tall, one small. They're holding hands. Above them, Tyler wrote in messy letters, Marcus and Tyler, best friends. Something shifted in his expression. Marcus felt his throat tighten with emotion. You misspelled friends, I say softly. I know. I'm not good at spelling. Tyler pins the picture to the bulletin board in the kitchen. There. Now everyone can see we're best friends. My chest feels tight. Too tight. Like something is breaking open inside me. This boy barely knows me, but he's decided I matter. Decided I'm worth befriending. I don't deserve it. but I'm grateful for it anyway. We should go see your mom, I say. My voice is rougher than usual. At the hospital, Grace is sitting up in bed. She looks better today. More color in her face, more strength in her movements. The oxygen tube is gone. Baby! She opens her arms, and Tyler runs into them. Mama, I flipped a pancake. Tyler tells her everything about our morning, every detail, every moment. Grace listens with a smile. Her eyes shine with love and pride. When Tyler finishes, she looks at me over his head. Thank you, she mouths silently. I nod. Don't know what else to do. Tyler eventually goes down to the cafeteria to get juice. The nurses know him now. They keep an eye on him, make sure he's okay. Once he's gone, Grace pats the chair beside her bed. Sit, she says. Talk to me. I sit. Feel awkward. I'm not good at small talk. Never have been. How are you feeling? I ask. Better. Still tired. Still scared. Her voice is honest. But I'm alive. That's something. The silence stretched between us. Not uncomfortable. Just heavy with unspoken things. Marcus, Grace says quietly, can I ask you something personal? Depends what it is. What happened to your family? Marcus felt pain slam into him. Sharp and familiar and terrible. I don't talk about this. Ever. Haven't spoken about it to anyone since it happened, but Grace's eyes are kind, patient, not judging, just asking. Car accident, I finally say. 3 years ago, my wife was driving. My son was in the back seat. A truck ran a red light. Hit them head on. Oh, Marcus. Grace's hand reaches for mine. I'm so sorry. It was my fault. The words come out before I can stop them. I was supposed to drive that day, but I had a meeting, a business thing. I told her to take them without me. If I'd been driving instead, you can't know that, Grace says gently. I know I wasn't there. My voice is hard, angry. I know I chose business over family. I know they died alone and scared, and I wasn't there to protect them. My hands tighten into fists. Marcus felt guilt crush down on him like it always did. Is that why you left Chicago? Grace asks. I nod. After they died, everything fell apart. The FBI came after my businesses. My partners turned on me. My empire collapsed. I had nothing left. No reason to stay. So you've been running ever since? Yes. Grace is quiet for a moment. Then she says something I don't expect. God doesn't count the number of times you fall, Marcus. Only how many times you stand back up. Her voice is soft but certain, full of faith I don't have. I don't believe in God, I tell her. That's okay. He believes in you anyway. Grace squeezes my hand. You're here. You're helping us. That means something. Maybe it means you're ready to stop running. I want to argue, want to tell her she's wrong, that I'm not ready for anything except more hiding, more loneliness, more guilt, but I don't say any of that. Because maybe part of me wants to believe her. Tyler comes back with juice boxes. He hands one to his mother and one to me. We drink together, talk about small things, school, friends. Tyler's dream of becoming a pilot. I'm going to fly you everywhere, Mama, Tyler says. To beaches and mountains and places where you can get better. Grace's eyes fill with tears, but she smiles. I'd like that, baby. When visiting hours end, Tyler and I walk back to my car. The sun is setting. Orange and gold light spills across the parking lot. Marcus, Tyler says. Yeah? Do you think my mama is going to die? The question hits me hard. Marcus's breath caught at the raw fear in the boy's voice. I crouch down to his level, look him in the eyes. I think your mama is the strongest person I've ever met, and I think she's fighting hard to stay with you. But what if fighting isn't enough? I don't have an answer for that. Can't promise something I don't control. So I just pull him into a hug. Then we'll face it together, I whisper. You won't be alone, I promise. Tyler holds on tight. When he pulls back, he wipes his eyes quickly, trying to be brave. Okay, he says. Okay. That night at my motel, I can't sleep again. I keep thinking about Grace's words, about faith and second chances and standing back up. I think about Tyler's drawing, his messy handwriting declaring us best friends. I think about the promise I made, to protect this boy no matter what. And I think about the text message, the threat lurking in the shadows. Someone is watching. Someone wants me to know they haven't forgotten. But I can't run, not anymore. Not when Tyler needs me. Marcus felt determination settle in his chest, solid and certain. Whatever comes, I'll face it. For them. Sunday morning, Grace surprises us. The doctors say she can leave the hospital for a few hours, just to get some air, some normalcy. Grace wants to go to church. Please, she asks when I visit. It's been weeks. I need to feel close to God. I want to say no. Churches make me uncomfortable. All that faith and hope and forgiveness. I don't deserve any of it. But Grace's eyes are pleading, and Tyler is excited. Come with us, Marcus, Tyler says. Please? So I agree. I drive them to a small church on the edge of town. It's old, but well-maintained. White paint, tall steeple, stained glass windows that catch the morning light. Inside, people greet Grace warmly. They hug her carefully, tell her they've been praying, ask about Tyler. Welcome me like I belong. I don't belong, but I sit in the pew between Grace and Tyler anyway. The service starts. People sing. The music is simple but heartfelt. Tyler sings along loudly, slightly off-key. Grace closes her eyes and sways gently. I don't sing, just listen. The pastor is an older black man with kind eyes and a warm voice. He talks about forgiveness, about letting light into darkness, about how God's grace is bigger than our mistakes. You can't undo your past, he says, but you can choose your future. You can choose light over darkness, love over hate, life over death. Marcus felt something crack in his chest, a wall he'd built so carefully, breaking. I close my eyes, try to keep it together, but images flash through my mind. My wife's smile, my son's laugh, the accident, the funeral. The years of running and hiding and dying slowly inside. Tears slip down my face before I can stop them. Grace notices. She doesn't say anything, just takes my hand and holds it. Tyler leans against my other side, quiet and warm and present. And for the first time in 3 years, I don't feel completely alone. After the service, we stand outside. People shake my hand, welcome me. Don't ask questions about who I am or where I came from. Grace talks to the pastor for a moment. He hugs her gently, tells her to stay strong. When we walk back to the car, Grace says, "Thank you for coming." "I didn't do anything," I tell her. "You showed up. That's everything." Her voice is gentle, knowing. I drive them back to the hospital. Grace is tired but happy, peaceful in a way I don't understand. Before she goes inside, she turns to me. Her eyes find mine with that searching look she has. "Marcus, God doesn't count the number of times you fall," she says again. "Only how many times you stand back up." Something shifted in his chest. Marcus felt hope try to take root despite everything. "I'll remember that," I tell her. That night, I sit in my motel room. The church service plays in my mind. The pastor's words, Grace's faith, Tyler's innocent trust. Maybe I can change. Maybe I can be better. Maybe redemption is possible. But then my phone buzzes. Another text from the unknown number. "Time's running out, Romano. Salvatore wants to talk." Fear floods through me, cold and sharp. Marcus's throat tightened as reality crashed back. I can't change my past, can't outrun it. It's coming for me whether I want it to or not. And when it comes, it will destroy everything I've started to care about. The next morning, I find someone waiting at my motel room. A man leans against the railing outside my door. He's short and stocky with nervous eyes and a cheap suit. Tony Russo, my old right-hand man. Marcus felt anger and fear war inside him. His hands tightened into fists. "Marcus," Tony says. He tries to smile, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "Long time. What do you want, Tony?" "Just to talk. Can I come in?" Every instinct screams no, but I unlock my door. Better to know what's coming than to be surprised. Inside, Tony sits on the only chair. I stand by the window, ready to run if needed. "You look good," Tony says. Different, quieter. "Cut the small talk. Why are you here?" Tony's smile fades. His voice drops. "Salvatore knows you're alive, knows you're here. I figured that out already." I keep my voice cold, hard. "He wants a favor, Marcus. One job. Then he'll leave you alone." "No. You haven't even heard what it is." "Don't care. I'm done with that life." My voice is firm, final. Tony stands, walks toward me. His eyes are pleading now. "Marcus, you don't understand. Salvatore isn't asking. He's telling. You do this or what? Or he goes after them. The woman. The kid. He'll make them pay for your refusal." Marcus's breath caught. Ice flooded his veins. "They have nothing to do with this," I say through clenched teeth. "Salvatore doesn't care. You know how he is." Tony's voice is almost apologetic. "Do this one job. Launder some money, that's it, then you're free." "I'm never free, you know that. One job becomes 2. 2 becomes 10. I'll be trapped again." "Then what's your plan?" Tony asks. "Run? Hide? He'll find you, and he'll hurt them to hurt you." The silence hung heavy between us. Neither of us moved. I need time, I finally say. You have 48 hours. Then Salvatore comes himself. Tony walks to the door, pauses. For what it's worth, Marcus, I'm sorry. You seem happy here. Different. Like you found something worth living for. Then why are you doing this? Because I don't want to die. Tony's voice is quiet, honest. And Salvatore kills people who don't follow orders. He leaves. I stand alone in my room. My hands shake. My mind races. I can't do what Salvatore wants, can't go back to that life. But I can't let him hurt Grace and Tyler either. I'm trapped, and I don't know how to get out. That afternoon, I go to the hospital anyway. Force myself to act normal. Tyler can't know something's wrong, but Grace sees through me immediately. Her eyes find mine when I walk into the room. What happened? She asks quietly, while Tyler plays on his tablet in the corner. Nothing. Don't lie to me, Marcus. You look terrified. Marcus's chest tightened. He wanted to protect her from this, but she deserved the truth. I tell her everything, about Salvatore, about Tony, about the threat hanging over all of us. Grace is quiet for a long time. Then she says, "What are you going to do?" I don't know. If I refuse, he'll hurt you, hurt Tyler. If I agree, I'm back in that world, back to being the person I hate. Then do neither. Her voice is calm, certain. What? Don't refuse, don't agree. Just live, be present. Trust that God will provide a way. Grace, this isn't something prayer can fix. Maybe not. But running in fear won't fix it either. She takes my hand. You can't undo your past, Marcus, but you can rewrite your ending. Choose who you want to be now, not who you were. Her faith is absolute, unshakable. I wish I had even a fraction of it. I'm scared, I admit. My voice cracks slightly. I know. Me too. Grace squeezes my hand. But we're scared together. That makes us stronger. Tyler looks up from his tablet. Everything okay? Everything's fine, baby, Grace says. She smiles at him, warm and reassuring. I try to smile too, but it feels fake, forced. That night, I can't sleep. I pace my motel room, try to think of a solution, some way out of this trap, but every path leads to the same place. Pain, loss, destruction. Around 3 a.m, I make a decision. I'll give Salvatore what he wants. Not because I'm weak, but because protecting Tyler and Grace matters more than my redemption, more than my soul. They deserve to live, even if I have to become a monster again to keep them safe. But the next morning changes everything. I arrive at the hospital to find it in chaos. Nurses running, doctors shouting, alarms blaring. My heart stops. Marcus felt terror like ice in his veins. I grab a nurse. Grace Matthews, room 304. What happened? Her heart. The nurse pulls away, runs toward the emergency room. I sprint down the hallway. Tyler sits outside Grace's room. He's crying, shaking. A social worker sits beside him, but Tyler isn't listening to her. Marcus! He sees me and runs, crashes into my arms. Mama collapsed. They took her away. I don't know what's happening. His voice is hysterical, terrified. I hold him tight. It's okay, I say, even though it's not okay. Nothing is okay. We'll figure this out. The social worker, her name tag says Mrs. Parker, approaches gently. Are you family? She asks. I hesitate, then decide. I'm his father. Mrs. Parker looks at Tyler. He nods frantically. He is. He's my dad. All right. The doctors are with Grace now. They'll update us soon. Her voice is kind, professional. Tyler, why don't you come with me? We'll get some water. No. Tyler clutches me tighter. I'm staying with Marcus. Mrs. Parker looks at me. I nod. He stays with me. We wait. 20 minutes that feel like 20 hours. Tyler sits in my lap even though he's too big for it. He doesn't cry anymore, just holds on. Finally, a doctor emerges. The same young one from before. His face is grave. She needs surgery, immediately. Her heart is failing faster than we anticipated. How much? I ask. The doctor tells me. It's more than I have. More than I can get legally. But I have other resources. Dangerous resources. Resources that come with strings attached. Marcus felt determination settle in his bones. Hard and certain. Do the surgery, I say. I'll handle the money. Sir, without insurance, we need payment up front. I said I'll handle it. My voice carries the authority I used to have. The power. Do the surgery. Save her life. I'll have the money within 24 hours. The doctor hesitates, then nods. I'll prep the OR. Tyler looks at me with hope, shining through his tears. You can really save her? Yes, I lie, because the truth is too complicated, too dark. I can save her, but it might cost me everything. That afternoon I make a call, one I swore I'd never make, to an old contact, someone who can move money quickly. No questions asked. Romano, the voice says, surprised, suspicious. Heard you were dead. I need a favor, a big one. What kind of favor? Sell my property, the mansion outside Chicago. Fast. All cash. The voice laughs. You still own that? Thought the feds seized everything. Not everything. I kept it hidden, under a different name. I give him the details. Can you do it? For 30%. 20. 25. Fine, but I need the money by tomorrow. I'll do what I can. He pauses. This for that kid and his mom I've been hearing about? Marcus's throat tightened. Word travels fast in that world. Just do it, I say, and hang up. That night, I don't go back to my motel. I sleep in the hospital waiting room. Tyler sleeps beside me, his head on my shoulder. Mrs. Parker brings us blankets, coffee, tells me I'm a good father. The words hurt more than they should. Grace goes into surgery at dawn. 6 hours, the doctor said, maybe more. Tyler and I sit, wait, pray. Well, Tyler prays. I just hold his hand. Around noon, my phone buzzes. A text from my contact. Property sold, money transferred, check your account. I check, the amount is there. Enough for Grace's surgery, enough to cover months of recovery. Every cent I had left from my old life, gone, but I don't feel regret, just relief. Marcus felt something like peace wash over him. For the first time in 3 years, I go to the billing office, pay in full. The clerk's eyes widen at the amount, but she processes it without questions. When I return to the waiting room, Tyler is standing by the window, looking out at the city below. Is Mama going to make it? He asks quietly. I think so, I say, and this time, I believe it. 2 more hours pass. Then the doctor emerges. He's tired, but smiling. Surgery was successful. She's in recovery now. She'll need time to heal, but she's going to be okay. Tyler screams with joy, hugs me, cries and laughs at the same time. Something shifted in my expression. Marcus felt his eyes burn with tears he didn't shed. Can we see her? Tyler asks. Soon. Give her a few hours to wake up. We wait. But this waiting is different. It's hopeful, certain. Around dinner time, a nurse lets us into Grace's room. She's pale and weak, but awake. Tubes and wires connect her to machines, but her eyes are clear. Baby, she whispers when she sees Tyler. He runs to her bedside, takes her hand carefully. Mama, you're okay. I'm okay. She looks at me over his head, mouths 2 words. Thank you. I nod, can't speak. Too much emotion clogging my throat. That night, after Tyler falls asleep in the chair beside his mother's bed, Grace motions for me to come closer. How did you pay for this? She asks quietly. Don't worry about it. Marcus Gisan, I had some money saved from before. Not exactly a lie. It's handled. Her eyes search mine. She knows there's more to the story, but she doesn't push. You gave up everything for us, she says. Her voice is thick with emotion. No, I finally did something right. My voice is quiet, honest. Grace's hand finds mine. Her grip is weak, but warm. God doesn't count the number of times you fall, she whispers. Only how many times you stand back up. You keep saying that, because you keep forgetting. She smiles, tired but genuine. Thank you, Marcus, for saving my life, for loving my son, for being the man I knew you could be. Marcus felt his chest tighten with emotion so strong it hurt. Get some rest, I tell her. You need to heal. I drive back to my motel in a daze, exhausted, emotionally drained, but lighter somehow, like I shed a weight I'd been carrying for years. I paid for Grace's surgery, saved her life, maybe redeemed a piece of my soul in the process, but I also made myself vulnerable, exposed. That money came from my last hidden asset, and now I have nothing left. Salvatore's deadline looms, 48 hours almost gone. I still don't have an answer for him, still don't know how to protect Grace and Tyler from what's coming, but tonight I don't care. Tonight, Grace is alive, Tyler is happy, and I feel something almost like peace. Tomorrow, the consequences come. Tomorrow, I face Salvatore. Tomorrow my past catches up with me fully, but tonight, I let myself feel hope. Marcus's voice was barely a whisper in the darkness of his room. Maybe I'm not beyond saving after all, and for once I almost believe it. Grace recovers slowly over the next 2 weeks. Each day brings small improvements, more color in her face, stronger voice, longer periods awake. Tyler and I visit every afternoon after his school. We bring homework and stories and laughter. The hospital room becomes almost cheerful despite the medical equipment, but underneath my smiles, fear grows. Salvatore's deadline passed 3 days ago. No word yet, no threats, just silence. The silence is worse than threats. I know he's planning something, waiting, watching, building toward a moment that will destroy me. But I push the fear down, focus on Grace and Tyler, on these precious days of peace before the storm hits. "Marcus, you're not listening," Tyler says. He waves a paper in front of my face. "Sorry, what?" "My essay for school, I wrote about you." His voice is proud, excited. Marcus's throat tightened. "What did you write?" "About the day my dad came back. That's the title." Tyler grins. "Mrs. Parker said it was really good. Want to hear it?" "Sure." Tyler reads in his careful, slow voice. He tells the story of a scared boy who met a man outside a diner, how that man became his father, how that man saved his mother's life. "He's not my real dad," Tyler reads, "but he's the dad I prayed for, the dad God sent when I needed him most." Something shifted in my chest. Marcus felt emotion so strong he couldn't speak. "Do you like it?" Tyler asks. "I love it," I manage to say. My voice is rough, broken. Grace watches from her bed. Her eyes shine with tears and gratitude and something else, something that looks almost like love. But before anyone can say more, the door opens. Mrs. Parker walks in with 2 police officers behind her. Marcus's breath caught. Terror flooded through him instantly. "Marcus Romano?" one officer says. He's older, with grey hair and hard eyes. "Yes." I stand slowly. My hands stay visible, calm. "What's this about?" "You're under arrest for money laundering and arson." He pulls out handcuffs. "You have the right to remain silent." "What?" "No." Tyler jumps up. "He didn't do anything." "Tyler, stay back," I say firmly. "We have evidence linking you to the shelter fire 2 weeks ago," the officer continues, "and financial records showing illegal money transfers." My mind races. The shelter fire happened while I was at the hospital with Grace. Salvatore. This is Salvatore's revenge. He planted evidence, framed me. "I didn't do this," I say, but my voice lacks conviction, because I did launder money, not recently, but years ago, and my fingerprints are all over those old crimes. Salvatore just connected dots that were always there. Grace struggles to sit up. "Officer, please. Marcus was with us that night. He couldn't have—" "Ma'am, please stay calm. Your heart—" Mrs. Parker moves to Grace's side. The officer pulls my hands behind my back, clicks the cuffs on. Cold metal bites into my wrists. "Marcus!" Tyler screams. He runs toward me, but Mrs. Parker catches him gently. "It's okay," I tell him, even though it's not okay. Nothing is okay. "Tyler, listen to me. Take care of your mom. Be brave. I'll fix this." "Don't leave." Tyler fights against Mrs. Parker's hold. "Please don't leave." His voice breaks something in me. Marcus felt his heart shatter into pieces. "I'm sorry," I whisper. "I'm so sorry." They lead me out. Tyler's screams follow me down the hallway. Grace calls my name, but I don't look back. Can't look back. If I look back, I'll break completely. In the police car, I stare at my reflection in the window. This is what I deserve. This is the consequence of my past. I thought I could outrun it. Thought love and redemption could save me. But some sins are too big to escape. The cell is small and grey and cold. A metal cot, a toilet, a sink, 4 walls closing in. I sit on the cot and drop my head into my hands. Marcus felt despair crush down on him like a physical weight. I saved Grace's life, protected Tyler, tried to be better, and still, it wasn't enough. Still, my past destroyed everything. Hours pass, maybe days. Time blurs in this place. A guard finally comes. "You have a lawyer." I didn't call a lawyer. He called himself. Says he's court-appointed. The lawyer is young and overwhelmed. He has too many cases and not enough time. He sits across from me in a grey room with a metal table between us. "Marcus Romano," he says, reading from a file. "The evidence against you is substantial. Financial records, witness testimony, physical evidence placing you at the shelter fire. I didn't start that fire. Can you prove where you were?" "The hospital, with Grace Matthews and her son." The lawyer makes notes. "I'll check with hospital records. But Mr. Romano, even if we prove you didn't start the fire, the money laundering charges are serious. Your past connections to organized crime—" "That was years ago. I left that life. The law doesn't care when you left, only that you committed crimes." His voice is tired but not unkind. "I'll do what I can, but you're looking at serious time. Maybe 10 to 15 years. 10 to 15 years, Tyler will be grown by then. Grace might not survive that long, and I'll be an old man, broken and forgotten. What about bail? I ask. Denied. You're a flight risk. Of course I am. I've been running for 3 years. The lawyer leaves, I go back to my cell, sit on the cot, stare at the concrete wall. For the first time since Grace's surgery, I pray, or try to. I don't know how, don't know what to say. Marcus's voice was barely audible in the silence. If you're real, I whisper, if you're listening, please protect them. Tyler and Grace. They don't deserve to suffer for my mistakes. No answer comes. Just more silence. More cold. More despair. But somewhere deep inside, a small voice says, have faith. Hold on. I don't know if it's God or my own desperate hope, but I hold on to it anyway. 3 months pass. I don't see Tyler or Grace. Can't bear to let them visit me here. Don't want Tyler to see me in prison clothes behind glass. Don't want Grace to waste her recovery on me. Mrs. Parker sends updates through my lawyer. Grace is home from the hospital, recovering well. Tyler is staying with a temporary foster family, but visits his mother daily. They ask about me constantly, want to visit, but I refuse every request. Better they forget me, move on, build a life without the shadow of my crimes hanging over them. My trial date approaches. The evidence is overwhelming. My lawyer says we should take a plea deal. Maybe get it down to 8 years with good behavior. 8 years. Tyler will be 17. Grace will be, if she survives. I agree to the plea. What choice do I have? But the day before signing, something changes. A guard brings me to a visitor room. Someone wants to see you. Says it's urgent. I expect my lawyer. Instead, Tony Russo sits at the table. Marcus felt anger flare hot and immediate. His hands tightened into fists. You did this, I say. My voice is cold, deadly. You helped Salvatore frame me. I know. Tony won't meet my eyes. I'm sorry, Marcus, I was scared. He threatened my family. I didn't know what else to do. Get out. Wait, please. Tony looks up. His face is haggard. Guilty. I can't live with this. Can't sleep. Can't look at my kids without seeing your face. What we did to you. We. You mean what you did. What Salvatore did. Using me. Tony pulls out a folder, slides it across the table. I went to the FBI, told them everything. Salvatore framing you. The planted evidence. The witness testimony he paid for. It's all here. I stare at the folder. Don't touch it. Why would you do this? Because you're trying to be better and I'm tired of being worse. Tony's voice breaks. You got out, Marcus. You found something good. A kid who loves you. A woman who believes in you. And we destroyed it because we're jealous cowards. The silence stretched between us, heavy with years of choices and consequences. This doesn't fix what you did, I say quietly. I know, but maybe it helps. Tony stands. The FBI is reviewing the case. Your lawyer will call soon. I hope you get your life back, Marcus. You deserve it more than any of us. He leaves. I sit alone with the folder. Inside are documents, recorded conversations, bank transfers showing Salvatore paid witnesses to lie, security footage proving I was at the hospital during the shelter fire, evidence that I'm innocent, at least of these crimes. Marcus felt hope flicker in his chest, small, but growing. 1 week later, all charges are dropped. The judge apologizes. The prosecutor looks embarrassed. My lawyer actually smiles. You're free to go, Mr. Romano, the judge says. Free. The word sounds foreign. Impossible. I walk out of the courthouse into bright afternoon sunlight. Say it hurts my eyes after months of fluorescent lights and shadows. A reporter shouts questions. Mr. Romano, how does it feel to be exonerated? I don't answer. Just walk to the bus stop. Take the first bus heading toward town. My motel room is gone. Belongings thrown out. I have nothing but the clothes on my back and $30 in my pocket. I should go to Grace and Tyler. Tell them I'm free. But fear stops me. What if they moved on? What if Tyler found a better father figure? What if Grace decided she's better off without my complicated, dangerous past? What if I'm too late? So I don't go to them. Instead, I find a construction site on the edge of town. They're rebuilding something, maybe the shelter. I can't tell from the street. You looking for work? A foreman approaches. Big guy with a hard hat and tired eyes. Yes, sir. I can do whatever you need. You done construction before? No, but I'm a fast learner. The foreman studies me, sees something in my face. Desperation, maybe, or determination. $50 a day, cash. Be here at 7 tomorrow morning. Thank you. My voice is sincere, grateful. I work construction for the next 2 months, hauling lumber, mixing concrete, hammering nails until my hands blister and bleed. It's hard work, honest work, the kind that makes you too tired to think, too exhausted to remember pain. The other workers don't ask questions, don't care about my past, just whether I pull my weight. I do, every single day. Marcus felt purpose in the physical labor, something clean and simple. At night, I sleep in a shelter downtown, different from the one Grace lived in, but similar. Same tired faces, same sense of barely holding on. I'm one of them now, truly. No money, no power, no empire. Just a man trying to survive each day. But I'm not miserable, because I'm free, and I'm earning an honest living. And slowly, painfully, I'm building something new. One afternoon, the foreman gathers us. Good news, project's ahead of schedule, and we got donors to fund a community center addition. Going to have classrooms, kitchen, recreation area. What is this place anyway? I ask a co-worker. The new shelter. Old one burned down months ago. Community came together to rebuild. My chest tightens. This is Grace's shelter, Tyler's home, and I'm helping rebuild it without even knowing. Maybe that's what redemption looks like. Small acts, quiet work, no recognition, just doing good because it's right. 6 weeks later, the shelter hosts an open house. Show donors and community members the progress. I consider calling in sick. Don't want to risk seeing Grace and Tyler. Don't want to disrupt their new life, but the foreman insists everyone attend. You built this place. You deserve to see people appreciate it. So I go, wear my only clean shirt, try to blend into the background. The shelter looks beautiful. New paint, new floors, warm lights. It feels like a home now, not just a place people survive. Families walk through, kids run and laugh, adults smile and thank us for our work. I stay in the back, keep my cap pulled low, just want to see that people are happy here. Then I hear a voice, high and excited, familiar. Mama, look, they have a basketball hoop. Tyler. Marcus's breath caught, his heart started racing. I turn slightly, see him across the room. He's taller than 3 months ago, wearing new clothes, hair freshly cut. He looks healthy, happy. Grace walks beside him, slower than before but steady. She's gained weight, color in her cheeks. The surgery saved her life. Something shifted in my expression. Relief and joy and pain all mixed together. They're okay, better than okay, they're thriving. I should feel happy, do feel happy, but also hollow, because they did it without me. Moved forward, healed, like I was never there. I turned to leave through the back door. Better this way. Better they never know I helped rebuild their home. But Tyler glances my direction. His eyes scan the crowd, land on me for just a second. His face changes. Confusion, recognition, hope. That man, Tyler says quietly to Grace. Mama, that man looks familiar. Grace follows his gaze. Her eyes find mine across the crowded room. Her hand flies to her mouth. Tears instantly fill her eyes. Marcus felt panic and hope war inside him. His chest tightened painfully. I should run, but my feet won't move. Grace whispers something to Tyler. He looks at me again, really looks. Then his eyes go wide. Marcus? He says, so quiet I almost don't hear it. Then louder. Marcus! He runs, pushes through the crowd. People step aside. He crashes into me at full speed, wraps his arms around my waist, holds on like I might disappear. You're here, Tyler sobs. You're really here. I drop to my knees, pull him close. My throat is too tight to speak. Grace reaches us. She's crying, smiling. She touches my face like checking if I'm real. Welcome home, Marcus, she whispers. Those 3 words break me. Marcus felt tears stream down his face for the first time in years. I'm sorry, I managed to say. I'm so sorry I left. I couldn't let you see me in that place. Shh. Grace pulls both Tyler and me into a hug. You're here now. That's what matters. Tyler pulls back to look at me. His face is wet with tears, but he's smiling. Are you still pretending to be my dad? He asks. Or are you really him now? The question hits me in the chest. So simple, so profound. I'm really him, I say. My voice is certain, strong. If you'll have me. Forever? Tyler asks. Forever. He hugs me again. Grace's hand finds mine. Her fingers lace through my fingers like they belong there. People watch us, some confused, some smiling. Mrs. Parker stands nearby with tears in her eyes. The foreman walks over. Romano, you know these folks? This is my family, I say, and for the first time it doesn't feel like a lie. That evening, the three of us sit on the shelter steps, watching the sunset paint the sky orange and gold. Tyler sits between us, talking constantly, telling me everything I missed: school, friends, his mother's recovery, his foster family who was nice but not home. I knew you'd come back, Tyler says. I told everyone. Marcus is coming back. He promised. I did promise, I say softly. I'm sorry it took so long. That's okay. You're here now. Tyler leans against my shoulder. Can we have pancakes tomorrow? I missed your funny pancakes. Marcus felt his chest fill with warmth, with belonging, with love. Whatever you want, I tell him. Grace's eyes find mine. There's a question in them, unspoken but clear. I worked construction, I explain. Didn't know it was this shelter until a few weeks ago. I wanted to tell you I was out. But I was scared. Thought maybe you moved on. Moved on? Grace's voice is soft but firm. Marcus, we waited. Every day. Tyler drew pictures of you, prayed for you, refused to believe you weren't coming back. I'm not going anywhere ever again, I promise. Good. She squeezes my hand. Because we need you. Tyler needs a father. She pauses. I need you. The words hang in the air. Honest, vulnerable, real. I need you too, I admit. Both of you. You're my family, my home. Tyler jumps up. Can Marcus live with us, Mama, please? Grace smiles. We'll figure it out. One day at a time. That night, Grace and Tyler go back to their small apartment near the shelter. I stay at my current shelter, but it doesn't feel lonely anymore, because tomorrow I'll see them again, and the day after, and every day forward. Marcus felt peace settle into his bones, real, lasting peace. The next few months pass in a blur of happiness. Simple daily happiness I thought I'd never feel again. I find a small apartment near Grace's, work steady construction jobs, save money slowly. Tyler spends every afternoon with me. We do homework together, cook dinner, watch movies, be a family. Grace and I talk, long conversations about faith and forgiveness and second chances, about building a future instead of hiding from the past. She forgives me fully for every mistake, every crime, every failure. God doesn't count the number of times you fall, she reminds me. Again and again, only how many times you stand back up. And I'm standing, finally, truly. 6 months after our reunion, the shelter announces a fundraiser. They need money for supplies, programs, staff. Grace volunteers to help organize it. Tyler decides to write a song for the event. It's called The Day My Dad Came Back, he tells me proudly. Want to hear it? He sings it for me in Grace's kitchen. His voice is off-key and sweet. The lyrics are simple but heartfelt, about a scared boy, a kind stranger, a family born from hope. Marcus felt tears prick his eyes. His throat tightened with emotion. It's perfect, I tell him. Will you be there when I sing it? Tyler asks. At the fundraiser? Wouldn't miss it for anything. The fundraiser is huge. The whole community comes. Tables full of food, games for kids, a small stage for performances. I help cook. Grill burgers and hot dogs for hundreds of people. Grace gives a speech about resilience and community, and never giving up. Then Tyler takes the stage. He's nervous, but brave, holds the microphone with both hands. This song is for my dad, he says into the mic. Marcus Romano. He saved my life and my mama's life. And he showed me that family isn't about blood. It's about love. The audience applauds. Tyler starts singing. His voice shakes at first, then grows stronger, more confident. He tells our story through simple lyrics and honest emotion. By the end, people are crying, applauding, standing. Tyler looks at me from the stage. His smile is radiant, proud. Hey, Mr. Marcus, he calls out, getting a laugh from the crowd. Will you pretend to be my dad again? Everyone laughs, applauds louder. I stand, walk to the stage, pull Tyler into a hug. I'm not pretending anymore, I say into the microphone. I'm his dad, for real. The crowd erupts. Grace joins us on stage. The three of us hug while people cheer and take pictures. Marcus felt complete, whole, home. This is redemption. Not dramatic, not perfect, just real. 1 year after Tyler first knocked on my car window, the three of us move into a small house together. Nothing fancy, just 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, a yard, but it's ours, our home. Tyler decorates his room with airplane posters, talks constantly about becoming a pilot someday, about flying above the clouds. Grace plants flowers in the front yard, reads on the porch swing, goes to church every Sunday and convinces me to join. I still don't have perfect faith, Still struggle with guilt sometimes. But I'm trying, growing, healing. One evening, Tyler shows me his school essay, the same one he wrote a year ago, updated. I added an ending, he says. Want to read it? I sit on the porch. The sun sets golden across the yard. I read Tyler's words out loud. My voice trembles with emotion. He wasn't my real dad, the essay ends. But he's the man I thank God for every night. Because he came back, because he stayed, because he chose to love us when he could have chosen to run. And that makes him the best dad in the whole world. Marcus's breath caught. Tears slid down his face freely. Tyler sits beside me. Grace joins us. She takes my hand. You did it, Marcus, she says quietly. You found redemption, not because you're perfect, but because you chose love. I look at them. My family, my purpose, my reason for breathing. Thank you, I whisper, for not giving up on me, for seeing something worth saving. Thank you for coming back, Grace says. Her voice is full of love and certainty. Tyler leans against me. Love you, Dad. Love you too, son. We sit together as the sun disappears below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of hope. This is my life now. Simple, honest, full of love and second chances. I'm no longer Marcus Romano, the crime lord, the fugitive, the broken man. I'm just Marcus, father, friend, man who fell and stood back up, and that's enough, more than enough. Marcus smiled. His voice was peaceful when he spoke. We're finally home. I stand in the backyard watching Tyler practice basketball. The hoop I installed last week needs adjusting. It tilts slightly left, but Tyler doesn't complain. He just keeps shooting, missing most shots, making some, learning. Marcus felt gratitude wash over him. Simple, quiet gratitude. A year ago I was nobody, a fugitive hiding from his past, a man who believed redemption was impossible. Now I'm a father, a partner to Grace, a member of this community. The past still haunts me sometimes, late at night, when sleep won't come. But Grace taught me that guilt serves no purpose without action, that standing up matters more than never falling. So I stand, every day, for them. 6 months later, spring arrives with warm sun and blooming flowers. Life has settled into comfortable rhythms. I wake early every morning, make coffee, start breakfast before Tyler and Grace wake up. Tyler stumbles into the kitchen around 7, hair messy, eyes half closed. He's almost 10 now, taller, growing so fast it scares me. Morning, Dad, he mumbles, sits at the table, puts his head down. Morning, son. Pancakes or eggs? Pancakes? The funny kind. I smile. My pancakes never improved. Still misshapen and slightly burnt. But Tyler loves them anyway. Grace joins us 10 minutes later. She moves easily now. No more pain, no more weakness. The surgery saved her life completely. Good morning, family, she says. Her voice is warm, happy. We eat together, talk about the day ahead. Tyler has a math test. Grace has a doctor's appointment, just routine checkup. I have a job finishing a porch for Mrs. Henderson down the street. Simple conversations, normal life, the kind I never thought I'd have again. Marcus felt contentment settle in his chest, deep and lasting. After breakfast, Tyler runs upstairs to brush his teeth. Grace and I clean dishes together. She washes, I dry. We work in comfortable silence. I love this, Grace says quietly. Love what? This, us, everything. She looks at me with those knowing eyes. Do you ever think about where we'd be if Tyler hadn't knocked on your window? Every day. I set a plate in the dish rack. I'd still be running, hiding, half dead inside. And we wouldn't have you. Grace's hand finds mine in the soapy water. God's timing is perfect, even when we don't understand it. I believe her now, mostly. Faith is still hard for me, but I'm trying. Tyler thunders back downstairs, backpack on, shoes tied, ready for school. Can we play basketball after school? He asks. I almost made 10 shots in a row yesterday. Almost? I raise an eyebrow. Okay, 5, but that's still good. Very good. We'll play after I finish work. Tyler hugs Grace, then me. Runs out the door to catch the school bus. Grace and I stand in the doorway watching him go. Her shoulder leans against mine. Comfortable. Right. He's growing up so fast, she says. Too fast. You're a good father, Marcus. Her voice is certain, final. I hope you know that. Marcus's throat tightened. Hearing those words never gets old. I'm trying, I tell her. You're succeeding. She kisses my cheek. Now go to work. Mrs. Henderson is probably waiting. I grab my toolbox. Drive my beat-up truck across town. The radio plays country music. I don't change the station, just let the music fill the cab. Mrs. Henderson greets me warmly. She's 83 with kind eyes and endless stories. I work while she talks, hammering, sawing, measuring twice before cutting once. The work is good, honest. My hands build things now instead of destroying them. Around noon, Grace texts me. Don't forget, courthouse at 3 p.m. My heart skips. Today is the day. The day that makes everything official. At 3 o'clock, Grace, Tyler and I stand in the courthouse. Mrs. Parker is here too. She helped us through the whole process. A judge sits behind a large desk. Same judge who dismissed my charges a year ago. She recognizes me, smiles slightly. Mr. Romano, she says, I'm glad to see you here under better circumstances. Thank you, Your Honor. She looks at the paperwork in front of her. Tyler's adoption papers, making me his legal father, making our family official in the eyes of the law. Tyler Matthews, the judge says, do you want Marcus Romano to become your legal father? Yes, Tyler practically shouts, then quieter. Yes, Your Honor. And you understand this is permanent. He will be your father forever. That's what I want, forever. The judge looks at me. Mr. Romano, do you promise to care for this child, to protect him, to raise him with love and responsibility? Marcus felt emotions swell in his chest. Overwhelming and beautiful. I promise, I say. My voice is steady, certain, with everything I have, for the rest of my life. Then, by the power vested in me, I grant this adoption. The judge signs the papers. Congratulations, you're officially a family. Tyler jumps into my arms. I catch him, hold him tight. Grace wraps her arms around both of us. Mrs. Parker dabs her eyes with a tissue. Beautiful, she whispers. We take pictures outside the courthouse. Tyler between Grace and me. All three of us smiling, really smiling. This moment feels sacred, like a promise made before God and witnesses. A commitment that can't be broken. Ice cream, I suggest. Yes! Tyler pumps his fist. We drive to the ice cream shop downtown. Order 3 cones. Sit at a picnic table in the sunshine. Tyler gets chocolate. Grace gets vanilla. I get strawberry. Can I call you Dad everywhere now? Tyler asks. Not just at home. Everywhere, I confirm. At school. At church. Anywhere you want. Even when I'm mad at you? Grace laughs. Especially when you're mad at him. Tyler grins. Takes a huge bite of ice cream. Gets it all over his nose. Marcus felt joy bubble up inside him. Pure, uncomplicated joy. This is what I almost missed. What I almost never had. A son. A family. A reason to wake up each morning. Thank God Tyler knocked on my window. Thank God I didn't drive away. That evening, we celebrate at home. Grace cooks Tyler's favorite meal, spaghetti with meatballs. I make garlic bread. Tyler sets the table carefully. We sit together, hold hands. Grace says a prayer thanking God for bringing us together, for second chances, for love that heals. Amen, we say together. Dinner is loud and messy and perfect. Tyler tells jokes. Grace laughs. I smile more than I have in years. After dishes, we move to the living room. Tyler wants to watch a movie, some animated thing about dragons. Grace and I agree, even though we've seen it 3 times already. Tyler sits between us on the couch, leaning against me on one side, against Grace on the other. He falls asleep halfway through, mouth open slightly. Peaceful. Should we move him to bed? Grace whispers. Not yet. Let's just sit here a minute. Grace's head rests on my shoulder. Tyler's weight is warm and solid against my side. The television plays, but I'm not watching. I'm just feeling this moment, memorizing it, holding it close. Marcus's voice was barely a whisper. I never thought I'd have this again. A family, a home. But you do, Grace says softly. You fought for it, earned it. You deserve this happiness, Marcus. Do I? The old doubt creeps in sometimes. Yes. Grace lifts her head to look at me. Her eyes find mine with absolute certainty. You're not the man you used to be. You're the man you chose to become. That's what matters. I kiss her forehead, gentle and grateful. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for being worth believing in. We sit in comfortable silence. Tyler snores softly. The movie plays on. Outside, the night settles over our neighborhood. Peaceful, safe. Eventually, I carry Tyler to bed, tuck him in. He mumbles something about pancakes. Doesn't wake up. I stand in his doorway watching him sleep. This boy who saved my life by asking me to pretend, who gave me a reason to stop running. Grace appears beside me, takes my hand. Come to bed, she says. Tomorrow's another day. Another good day, I add. The best days We turn off the lights, walk to our bedroom, lie down side by side. Grace's breathing slows. She falls asleep quickly, but I stay awake a little longer, looking at the ceiling, thinking about the journey that brought me here, from darkness to light, from death to life, from loneliness to love. The past doesn't disappear. The guilt doesn't vanish completely, but it's bearable now, because I'm not carrying it alone. Marcus felt peace settle over him like a blanket. Warm and complete, I close my eyes, feel Grace's steady breathing beside me, hear Tyler's soft snores down the hall. My family, my home, my redemption. I whisper into the darkness one last time. Thank you. For Tyler's desperate knock on that window, for Grace's unwavering faith, for second chances when I didn't deserve them, for love that saved me when I couldn't save myself, for everything. Tomorrow, I'll wake up and make pancakes, play basketball with Tyler, work on Mrs. Henderson's porch, come home to dinner and laughter and belonging, tomorrow and every day after, for the rest of my life. Marcus smiled in the darkness. His voice was peaceful. We're finally home, I whisper, and for the first time in years, I sleep without nightmares, just dreams of tomorrow. The end.